Hello everyone. I am going to show you how to do some of the problems in section 3.4 and 3.5. The first kind that I want to show you or remind you how to do are the ones involving fractions. And I've taught this already, so this is a review, I hope. The first one is this one, 21 over a plus 2. Equal 3 over a minus 1. If you have two fractions and you can arrange it so you've got a fraction on the left and a fraction on the right, then the easiest way to do that problem is just to cross multiply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this way. So I'm going to do 21 times a minus 1, and I'm going to set it equal to the product of 3 times a plus 2. And it's much easier if you can do that when you have two fractions to solve this equation. So to continue, we just distribute the 21. So 21a minus 21 equals 3a plus 6. We get our a's together, so we will bring over the 3a to the left side is what I'm going to choose to do. That gives me 18a minus 21 equals 6. I'm going to bring over my 21, so I'm going to add 21. That gives me 18a equal 27. And then finally, I'm going to divide by 18 and reduce that fraction on the right. 27 over 18 reduces, I think, to 3/2. And you want to check that as always. Okay, my second example is a little bit harder, so it's negative 18 over 6n squared minus n minus 1 plus 3n over 2 minus 1 equal 4n over 3n plus 1. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to factor any denominator you've got. So the 6n squared minus n minus 1, I'm going to play around with this one. Let's see, I think it's 3n and n, plus and minus, and if I do a minus, I'm sorry, 3n and 2n, let me redo that one. So if I factor that one, I think I can do 3n and 2n. And if I do a minus 1 here and a plus 1 there, I believe that gives me my 6n squared minus n minus 1. So I factor that denominator. My step 2 is to figure out what the LCD is. So this one's a little bit harder. I got to get the LCD when I have more than one fraction. If you examine all the denominators, it looks like I have a 3n plus 1 and a 2n minus 1. I think that will cover. I know I'm right because these factors are the only factors that show up in every one of my fractions. So since my LCD is 3n plus 1 times 2n minus 1, I want to multiply each fraction by that. And notice I'm putting it up in the denominator because it is not a fraction. So I'm just trying to squeeze these in here to show you what I got. And I don't have enough room, but maybe you'll still be able to tell what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is this is my third step, I'm going to multiply through by this LCD, and I'm going to cancel. So 3n plus 2, 2n minus 1 cancels in my first problem, leaving me with just negative 18. You move to the second fraction, the 2n minus 1 cancels, so it leaves me with plus from here, 3n times 3n plus 1, and then we've got an equal. And if you look at my last fraction, the 3n plus 1 cancels, leaving me with 4n times 2n minus 1. And so my fraction is gone. So it makes this a lot nicer to do. So I'm just going to distribute everything. So I have negative 18 plus 9n squared plus 3n equal 8n squared minus 4n. So just kind of make sure you're checking all of that. Since this is these problems have squares in them, I'm going to get my squares together first. So I'm going to bring my 8n squared over to the left. And I'm also going to bring my 4n over to the left. So see how I'm just adding the opposite. In other words, I want to make one side 0. So what I end up having here is negative 18 plus n squared plus 7n equals 0. And if I put that in order, I have n squared plus 7n minus 18 equals 0. And there you can do the quadratic formula, or you can factor. And I'm going to factor this one, so n and n. And if I do plus 9 and minus 2, I'll get my 7n there. Separate those factors, remember, and finish solving. So it looks like this gives me n equal negative 9 and n equal 2. And just make sure neither one of those denominators, neither one of those values makes the denominator 0. And I'm checking it, like also checking it to make sure my numbers are right. And I think this is it.